Hello, and welcome back to the video series on my apartment renovation. Today I'll be talking about the gas line adjustment. We finally got it done. Let me get to the next slide. But before we do that, I just want to say we kind of adjusted the project plan. The gas line was done out of sequence. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And the second thing is I decided that, the finishing step should probably come in after the interior doors, closets, and trim are installed. You probably shouldn't move in until you get this done. A lot of times, the trim, protects the transition between the floor and the wall. And if you move in, you'll get some dust in there, and then you start putting trim later. It could lead to problems later. So the trim is actually quite important to get done before you move in. Interior doors, you may as well get that done before you move in because the contractors have to come in there, they have to measure, and it's better to wait. So I put that as part of the installation, and then to do the move in after that. After you move in, you can worry about window treatments, curtains. You can put newspaper on the windows or something if you have to, and kitchens and appliance can come later, and furniture can be bought all along the way. You can bring your own if you have it, or just start with some basic IKEA and work your way up. But this is not essential for moving. But I would say, yeah, this is quite essential. Perhaps the closets can be added later as part of furniture and housewares. But I would definitely say get the trim and the moldings done, so that you don't get dust or dirt into the transition spaces. That could, like I say, lead to problems. The gas line is, we're here, in the next video I'll show you the ceiling work. We're still waiting on the walls. So we did the gas line after the ceilings were done, but before we start the walls. So it's a little bit out of sequence. Ideally, you'd like to get it done earlier, but as with any projects, you're depending on contractors and getting people, and they don't always show up, but you don't want to hold up everything, just waiting for one person. So you have to sometimes work in parallel or keep things moving and be a bit flexible. So when we got Avalon, if you remember from the past videos, I wasn't so explicit about it, but the gas line comes in here. So this is the main gas line. It's all in yellow. You see this everywhere in Ukraine. And then it comes right through here in the apartment. It looks like this neighbor here got it too. And you can see, it's hard, I'll show you on the next slide. And you can see it leaves quite a gap here, probably about a good 18 inches. I don't know what this is in centimeters, probably like 40, 50 centimeters. So it would kind of interfere with the look of the room, if you wanted to hang pictures or anything like that. It is kind of disruptive. Here, will be the kitchen. There'll be some cabinet to hide it. But if it's up here, it's much better. And so they moved it. They came, 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock Friday morning, we informed the building that the gas would be off, and they were finished by noon. So it's a pretty quick job. If the contractor has the right tools and experience, it goes very quickly. I'll just turn this video on here, and then you can see also the ceilings, are mostly done. They got some lights. So you can see it makes a big difference, and then, we'll just go to the, to have that up and out of the way. And let's, so yeah, here's just another, so we got it from like maybe 40, 50 centimeters, from here. It was down here. And now we got it just up here, and it can be covered up, with like a soffit. And it'll be less disruptive. And then you can see they made a bend and took it up, and then they cut all that here and just made a direct connection. And this was all tested, and made sure it's all working. You can see there's already some numbers on the gas meter. I'm pretty sure I'll get charged for that, like everything else. So it's no problem. It's done. This was a step I had a lot of concern about because it's always in the details. That's what sells an apartment in the future, and that's also what makes the comfort. Is the details. If you're interested in design and build services in Lviv, Ukraine to finish your apartment, drop me a line. If you just have some questions or you'd like to get your own apartment done, it's something I'm interested in doing in the future. Once this COVID is over and I can get back down there and the economy starts picking up. I enjoy this very much. It's a fun project. I'm learning a lot, and, I think I'm ready to help other people. So thank you, and look forward to, and next video will be on the ceilings.